Good evening. Tonight, Minnesota faces a political earthquake. Governor Tim Walz has abruptly announced he will not seek a third term. This comes just months after launching his re-election campaign. The decision has thrown the governor's race wide open and left Democrats scrambling. The reason? A massive fraud scandal that's rocked the state. The scandal involves staggering sums of money and has raised serious questions about government oversight. Walz says he's stepping aside to focus on managing the crisis, but critics see it as an admission of failure. The fallout isn't just local, national attention is now on Minnesota. Walz, once a rising star and former vice presidential nominee, now finds his legacy tied to this scandal. The situation highlights how quickly public trust can be shattered. Minnesotans are demanding answers. How did this happen, and who will be held accountable? Democrats are urgently searching for a new candidate. Republicans see a golden opportunity, arguing the scandal exposes deep failures in Democratic leadership. The coming months will be critical as the state navigates the fallout and prepares to choose a new leader. The stakes are high for politicians and everyday citizens alike. Minnesota must restore trust and chart a new path forward. The political world is watching closely. The next chapter in Minnesota's story is about to begin. Stay with us as we break down what's next. The scale of Minnesota's fraud scandal is unprecedented. Once thought to be $250 million, investigators now estimate losses could top $1 billion, possibly even $9 billion. This wasn't a small group, it was a vast organized effort to steal pandemic relief funds meant for food and housing. Over 90 people have been charged, many from Minnesota's Somali community, adding complexity and sensitivity to the case. Prosecutors say the stolen money funded luxury cars, jewelry, and real estate, while families struggled. Some funds may have even been sent overseas, raising national security concerns. The federal government is now deeply involved, working to recover the money and trace its path. The public is outraged. How could a system designed to help the vulnerable be so easily exploited? The investigation continues to reveal new layers of deception. Each revelation deepens the crisis and the sense of betrayal. The scandal has become a national story, not just a Minnesota problem. The fallout is far from over. Accountability and reform are now urgent priorities. The state's reputation and billions in taxpayer money hang in the balance. The full scope of this criminal enterprise is still coming to light. The fraud spanned multiple government programs, exploiting weaknesses at every turn. Meal programs were a primary target. Fraudsters claimed to feed thousands of children daily, but most meals never existed. Fake invoices and child lists brought in millions for food that was never served. Daycare centers were also implicated, billing for children who weren't there. A viral video exposed the daycare fraud, prompting federal funding freezes and national scrutiny. The scheme extended to housing and Medicaid, fake rental agreements, non-existent tenants, and billing for medical services never performed. Shell companies laundered the stolen funds, making detection difficult. This was a sophisticated, organized network, not a few bad actors. The operation involved business owners, employees, and elaborate paperwork. Authorities struggled to keep up as the fraud ballooned. The complexity allowed the scheme to grow unchecked for years. The result? A billion-dollar disaster that's shaken Minnesota to its core. The state now faces a massive challenge in closing loopholes and restoring integrity. The lessons are clear. Oversight must be stronger than ever. The scandal has devastated public trust in Minnesota's government. Taxpayers feel betrayed, watching their money stolen on a massive scale. Cynicism and anger are widespread, with many doubting officials' ability to protect public funds. The involvement of members of the Somali community has fueled tension and unfair suspicion. Community leaders have condemned the fraud, but mistrust lingers. Rebuilding trust, both in government and between communities, will be a long road. Every new program is now met with skepticism. The scandal has paralyzed legislative efforts and made reform harder. Governor Walz and his administration face relentless criticism for failing to act sooner. Republicans argue the administration ignored warning signs, intensifying political pressure. The scandal dominates headlines and political debate. It's now the defining issue in Minnesota politics. The path to restoring faith in government will be steep and uncertain. On January 5, 2026, Governor Walz ended his re-election campaign. He cited the need to focus fully on the crisis, acknowledging the political reality he faced. The fraud scandal had become an unbearable weight on his administration. Walz took responsibility, ordering audits and halting fraudulent payments, but critics say it was too late. Supporters call his decision selfless, putting Minnesota's needs above his own ambitions. Democratic leaders praised his service and hope to move forward with a new candidate. Critics, however, see his exit as an admission of failure. Republicans quickly claimed victory for accountability, blaming Democratic policies for the scandal. The governor's departure has reshaped the political landscape. Democrats must now regroup and find a candidate untainted by the crisis. The race for Minnesota's future is wide open. The stakes have never been higher. The search for new leadership begins now. With Walz out, Democrats urgently need a new standard bearer. All eyes are on Senator Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota's most prominent Democrat. Party leaders are urging her to run, believing she's the only one who can unite the party and win. Klobuchar met with Walz just before his announcement, fueling speculation. She praised Walz's decision, but hasn't revealed her own plans. Klobuchar's broad appeal and reputation for pragmatism make her a formidable candidate. She's just won re-election to the Senate by a wide margin, showing her strength with moderates and independents. Running for governor would mean leaving a powerful Senate post, but the chance to lead her home state in crisis could be compelling. The decision is hers, and it will shape Minnesota's future. If she runs, she'll likely clear the Democratic field. If not, Democrats face a much tougher road. The party's hopes now rest on Klobuchar's next move. The coming days will be decisive. Minnesota's political fate hangs in the balance. Amy Klobuchar is a fixture in Minnesota politics. She began as Hennepin County's chief prosecutor, building a reputation for toughness and integrity. Elected to the U.S. Senate in 2006, she's won re-election 3 times by wide margins. Klobuchar is known for her pragmatic bipartisan approach, qualities Minnesotans value. Her Senate work spans antitrust, consumer protection, and election security. A 2020 presidential run raised her national profile and proved her campaign skills. As a Senate leader, she shapes national policy, but the governor's office offers a new kind of challenge. Supporters say her experience and deep Minnesota roots make her the ideal candidate to restore trust. Leaving Washington would be a major shift, but the state's crisis may demand it. Klobuchar's decision will define her career and Minnesota's future. She stands at a crossroads between national influence and state leadership. The stakes for her, and for Minnesota, couldn't be higher. All eyes are on her next move. The fallout from Walz's exit and Klobuchar's possible run has split Minnesota's political world. Democrats see crisis, but also opportunity. Klobuchar could help them move past the scandal. Party leaders are rallying behind her, hoping to shift the narrative to competence and reform. Their strategy frame Walz's decision as selfless and Klobuchar as the leader to restore order. Republicans, meanwhile, see a chance to break Democratic dominance. They argue the scandal is a party-wide failure, not just one man's mistake. The GOP field is crowded, with top names vying to capitalize on Democratic turmoil. Republicans will tie any Democrat, even Klobuchar, to the failed policies of the past. The scandal is their central campaign issue. Both parties are gearing up for a fierce, high-stakes battle. The outcome will reshape Minnesota's political landscape. The race is on. The next few months will define Minnesota's future. If Klobuchar runs, she'll likely dominate the Democratic field and face a tough Republican challenger. If not, Democrats scramble for a viable candidate, giving Republicans their best shot in years. The fraud scandal will be the central issue. Voters want accountability and real reform. The election is a referendum on trust, oversight, and leadership. Whoever wins must restore faith in government and heal deep divisions. The task ahead is daunting: fix broken systems, rebuild trust, and unite a shaken state. The crisis is also an opportunity for renewal and change. The choices made now will echo for years. Minnesota stands at a crossroads. The world is watching to see if the state can emerge stronger. The challenge is great, but so is the chance for a new beginning. The future of the North Star State is being written right now.